They told him he was finished. They told him his time was over. They told him a 41-year-old man had no business standing on the biggest stage in football anymore. And for 90 long, suffocating minutes against a team Portugal was supposed to crush, it looked like maybe, just maybe, the critics were finally right. But what FIFA did next, what the media did next, what an entire global narrative machine did next, would become the single greatest mistake of this entire World Cup. Because they didn't just criticize Cristiano Ronaldo, they woke him up. And when you wake up a monster who has spent 23 years rewriting the laws of football, you don't get a quiet response, you get a reckoning. Stay with us, because what unfolded over the next 72 hours is not just a comeback story. It is a warning. A warning to every analyst, every pundit, every executive who thought they could bury a legend while he was still breathing. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why provoking Cristiano Ronaldo at this World Cup was the most catastrophic miscalculation in modern football history. And if you want the truth the mainstream channels are too afraid to tell you, subscribe right now and turn on notifications, because what's coming next is going to shake the foundations of everything you thought you knew about this tournament. Let's rewind. Portugal's opening match. The whistle blows. The cameras zoom in on the man wearing the number 7 shirt. The man with 5 Ballon d'Or. The man with more international goals than any human being who has ever lived. And for 90 minutes, the touches don't come. The chances don't fall. The match ends in a draw. And within seconds, the vultures descend. Think about that for a moment. Within seconds, social media erupts. Headlines are written before the players have even left the pitch. Ronaldo is the problem. Ronaldo should retire. Ronaldo is dragging Portugal down. The same man who carried this nation to a European championship. The same man who has scored in every major tournament for 2 decades. Suddenly reduced to a scapegoat in the time it takes to brew a cup of coffee. But here is the central contradiction. Here is the tension that nobody in the mainstream wanted to address. Because the numbers told a completely different story. The touches were low, yes. The chances were limited, yes. But the service into the box was non-existent. The midfield was disconnected. The fullbacks were caught upfield. And yet somehow, in the great machine of narrative, it was the 41-year-old striker who became the villain. Not the system, not the coaching, not the teammates. Him. Always him. And FIFA, in their infinite wisdom, allowed that narrative to flourish. They amplified it. They let the broadcast packages play clips of his missed touches on loop. They let the analysts mock him on global television. They thought they were managing a storyline. They had no idea they were lighting a fuse. Because here is what FIFA forgot. Here is what every critic forgot. Cristiano Ronaldo does not respond to praise. He responds to pain. He responds to humiliation. He responds to being told he cannot do something. Pull back further and the picture grows darker. Because this is a man who was rejected by Sporting as a child for being too small. Told at Manchester United he was too skinny. Doubted at Real Madrid. Written off at Juventus. Mocked at Al Nassr. And every single time without exception, he has answered with goals that bend history itself. Before we go any deeper, if this is the kind of analysis you have been searching for, the kind of breakdown the big networks refuse to give you, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because what happened next against Uzbekistan is the stuff that legends are carved from, and you will not want to miss a single second of how it unfolded. The second match arrived, the cameras returned, and something was different in his eyes. You could see it before kickoff, that cold, hollow stare. The stare he wore in the Champions League finals. The stare he wore the night he scored 4 against Sweden. The stare that says somebody is about to pay, and pay they did. The first goal came like a thunderclap, a movement so sharp, so violent in its precision, that the Uzbekistan defenders looked like they were standing in cement. The ball hit the net, and then came the moment that will be replayed for the next 50 years. He turned to the camera, eyes blazing, veins pulsing, and he screamed 2 words that echoed across every continent. I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. 3 syllables that detonated like a bomb across global football. And he was not done. Not even close. The second goal followed. A brace, a statement, and with that second strike, history cracked open. Cristiano Ronaldo became the first player in the entire history of the World Cup to score in 6 different editions of the tournament. 6. Read that again. 6 World Cups. From 2006 in Germany, when he was a 21-year-old kid with bleached tips, all the way to this very night, at 41 years old, with a body that has been surgically maintained, mentally forged, spiritually unbreakable. No Pele, no Maradona, no Messi, no Mbappe, nobody, only him. And then came the second record. Portugal's all-time leading World Cup scorer, surpassing Eusebio, surpassing every generation that came before him. The man who was supposed to retire, the man who was supposed to be a liability, the man who was supposed to be the problem, now stands alone at the summit of his nation's history at the biggest tournament on earth. And here is where it changes completely. Because this is no longer a football story. This is a story about narrative warfare, about what happens when an institution tries to manufacture a decline, about what happens when critics confuse age with weakness. Cristiano Ronaldo did not just answer his doubters, he buried them, publicly, loudly, on the biggest stage available. And every single pundit who spent the previous week writing his obituary now had to sit on live television and eat their words while highlight reels of his brace played behind them. Sit with that for a moment. Sit with the audacity of it. A 41-year-old man, told he was finished by the most powerful sporting body on the planet, responded by setting a record that may never be broken in our lifetime. Because think about what it actually takes to score in 6 different World Cups. It takes 4 years of preparation, then 4 more, then 4 more, then 4 more, then 4 more, then 4 more. It takes 20 years of staying at the absolute peak of human performance. It takes surviving injuries, coaching changes, federation politics, media cycles, and the relentless march of time itself. And he did it. He did it while they laughed at him. The bigger picture is this. FIFA tried to write a script, and Ronaldo tore it up and wrote his own, in blood and sweat. The critics tried to bury a legend, and the legend rose up and buried them instead. The world tried to move on from Cristiano Ronaldo, and Cristiano Ronaldo reminded the world that legends do not leave on anyone's schedule, but their own. So what do you think? Was this the greatest comeback statement in World Cup history? Did FIFA and the critics just hand him the motivation that will fuel a tournament-winning run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I want to hear from you. Hit that like button if this breakdown gave you chills, subscribe if you want more truth the mainstream won't tell you, and share this with anyone who counted him out. Because the lesson here is simple. The lesson is eternal. You do not poke the bear. You do not wake the giant. And you never, ever tell Cristiano Ronaldo he is finished. Because when he gets angry, he does not just score goals. He creates legends. And this tournament, this entire World Cup, has only just begun to feel his fury.